Hi my beauties, and welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see by the title, this is going to be a review and swatch video on the new Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. And you guys, can we just take a moment? Because this palette, as soon as I took it out of the box, the Sephora box, I immediately smelled peaches. And then when I took it out of the packaging, I was like, whoa, it like hit me right in the face. It definitely has a very peachy scent, so if this is not something that appeals to you, then I don't know if you'd be able to handle the palette. But honestly, I have not swatched these shades at all. So if you guys would like to see what I think about this palette, please continue to watch. Bye. Okay loves, so to get started, I'm just going to talk about the packaging and then we'll get into the swatches. And I will be doing eyelid swatches. I just prefer those types of swatches for palettes. I think that it really lets you guys know, like, it really shows you how it applies. Do you need Fix Plus? Is it that pigmented that you don't? Or will it help just a little bit? You know, I really like those types of videos. So I wanted to do an eye swatch video, guys. So the palette comes in this cardboard packaging, and it's really cute. It has the same ombre, you know, effect on the box as it does on the actual packaging. So that's really nice. And then on the back, it has the shades that are in the palette and the names. So that's really cool. And it comes with 18 shades. So far, the packaging is nice. It's just cardboard. So let's go ahead and see the actual package. And then you guys know Too Faced always provides these how-to glamour guides. They come with 3 different eye looks, and that's what they should look like. And then on the back, it just tells you what shades and where to put them. So that's really nice, especially if you're a beginner and you're just trying it out. That's really nice to have, and I like that they give those types of like glam guides. I think it's really cool. So on to the packaging of the actual product. It is that same tin that all of the 3 chocolate bar palettes come in. So that's really nice, and again, I'm in love with this like ombre effect. I really think it's cute. It just says Too Faced and then Sweet Peach. But have you guys ever like smelt like Swishers? If you guys have, then you know what I'm talking about. Kind of has that scent to it. It smells.
Yeah, it smells definitely like a Swisher, but a peach one.
On the inside, there's just the mirror and then the title of the palette. And then there you can see the 18 shades, and they're stunning. Oh my god, they're so beautiful. I have not swatched them yet. I got them and my friend was like, swatch them, swatch them. I was like, no, no, no. I really wanted to do like a swatch, like I wanted to swatch with you guys to like react at the same time that you guys do. And I do already have an eye primer, and the one that I used is MAC's Soft Ochre. So I just used this primer, and yes, let's go ahead and get started. I'm too excited. Okay, so we're going to take the first shade in the palette, and it's called White Peach. I wouldn't call this a matte, it's not matte, but it's not shimmery. I want to say like an iridescent type of finish. I would use this probably for like the inner corner or all over the lid or a brow bone highlight. It's a very pretty color. And now I'm going to swatch Luscious, and this is a very pretty, like, I want to say like peachy coppery shade. I don't know, it's really pretty. However, I did find that it's a very subtle color. So if you're like a mommy on the go, you can totally just pack this shade on your lid and be good to go, because you'll have some like glam to you, but not overpowering, especially if you're someone new to makeup. I find that that's a very friendly shade. However, if you're more into makeup and you like more like a pop, I found that adding Fix Plus did really give it some light. The third shade in the palette is called Just Peachy, and this is a really beautiful shade. It is a little bit more on the pinky side, but I find that it would be a really good lid color. Maybe you can even pull it off in the inner corner. But yeah, I mean, for my mommies on the go, I would just pop this on my lid and use maybe like a orange soda type of shade or a lighter transition color and you'll be good to go. Pop on some mascara and bounce. But I really like this shade. It's really nice. I did not need Fix Plus with it, but of course if you want more of a pop, you can definitely just spray some Fix Plus. The next shade is Bless Her Heart, and it's a very pretty, like, shimmery olive green shade. I actually fell in love with this green out of all of the palettes that I have because I kind of feel like when they do a shimmery green like this, it's either a hit or miss. Now taking the second to last shade of the first row, it's called Tempting. This is like a brown black type of shadow. It does have some glitter in it, which I really do like this shadow. I know that at first it doesn't seem as pigmented as you probably all would think it would be, but it is such a buildable eyeshadow that I think this is really great for someone who may be starting out doing smoky eyes, because it's not just going to be like boom, pigmented, and you're like, oh damn it, how am I going to blend this all out? It's very buildable. It's very, very beautiful. It's honestly, I've never really seen this shade before in a palette. It's just such a beautiful brown and black shade with hints of gold glitter. And the last shade in the first row is called Charmed, I'm Sure. And this is just a very soft, beautiful brown. The first shade on the second row is called Nectar. And this shade is probably like my second favorite. I'm like, whew. It is so beautiful. It is so pigmented. I just find that it's really pigmented, and like the color that it is on your lid, it's just such a lovely color. The second shade on the second row is called Cobbler, and this shade reminds me of like a dustier peach. The next shade is Candied Peach, and this is probably my favorite shadow in the entire palette, and I'll tell you why. First off, it's a peachy shade, of course, but it has pink specks of glitter. And normally in the Too Faced chocolate bar palettes, the shadows with specks of glitter are not pigmented. And this one is so pigmented, and so is the other one in this palette. I mean, it's to die for. The next shade is called Bellini, and it just reminds me of maybe like a pinkier tone of Luscious. I really like this shade. It's very pigmented, and you don't really need Fix Plus. I love that these colors are subtle. It's a spring palette, so I really feel like they hit it in the ballpark with this one. I would have to say that this is probably the most pigmented and blendable as well. The shadows are very buttery. I'm just overall impressed. The next shade is called Peach Pit, and this is such a stunning color. I don't have anything like this in my collection. It's like a purple brown with peach undertones. I absolutely love this color. Okay, and the last shade in the second roll is called Delectable, and you can see my face. I love this. It is so freaking pigmented. They really hit it for me with this palette, you guys. I'm obsessed. This palette is fire for me. Honestly, I can't even. It is so pretty. On to the third row, the first shade is called Peaches and Cream, and that is exactly what this shade is. It is a very creamy peach. Moving on to the second shade, it is called Georgia, and I think this shade is a very beautiful matte shade. When I swatched it on my arm, it didn't seem as pigmented, and it is a little bit more of like a rougher shadow. I have to kind of dip my brush into it a little bit more. Moving on to the next shade, it's called Puree. It's a very beautiful, soft brown shade. The next shade is called Summer Yum, and this is just a little bit more with a red undertone as opposed to Puree, which is kind of like it had like more of a peachy undertone. This is definitely more like a brick shade. So I really, I like this shade as well, but I do love the Puree color out of all of the matte browns in this palette. This again is a very beautiful shade. It's very, very pigmented, and it's just like a brick brown. And lastly, the last shade is called Talk Derby to Me. I think this is such a beautiful purple. It has pink specks of glitter all throughout it, and I just really think that they hit it with the pigmentation again in this palette. If you're familiar with the last palettes, you'd know that a lot of their shades with the glitter, they're not very pigmented, but I feel like they were like, you want pigmentation? I'm gonna give it to you. So yeah, that's it for my swatch video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys would like more videos like this in the future, please give this video a huge thumbs up, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye guys!